We are back with another account takeover in Raid Shadow Legends. We are on Les's account. He is returning to Raid after a long break, about 2 years, he said, and he's kind of just looking to get back on track, get some teams built, and just kind of see what could help him out. He does have this revival path thing going on where he can actually select boosts. For today, I selected silver boosts. I'll explain that in a little bit, but his goal is if he could get like his spider to like spider 20, which he's a little bit ways away from that, dragon to dragon 20, he would be super happy, along with like any kind of help to get him on the right track on this account. Now the account I think has some potential here. Wormland, that's one thing. Wormland Frost King going to 6-star, that's a little bit sketchy, but he does have some 6-stars that are decent. He does have Fellhound here for farming, which is good. Does have a cold heart. He actually has 2 cold hearts on the account. So I think that's going to make our spider proposition a lot easier. Also with dragon, it's going to make it look a little bit easier. But I was also looking through here and he didn't even ask about it. But on his clan boss, I noticed he's hitting nightmare, but he's hitting it for not a lot here. 2 key, 13 million, which is like just enough to get above to get to master chest. But realistically, we want him to 2 key and get the ultimate chest so he has a chance at sacreds, and then ultra night would be good. So like if we could get him a 2 key nightmare team, that would be amazing. So we got a lot of work to do here today. But Les is an old time friend that I don't mind putting in a little bit of work with, and I have a lot of ideas for this account. But before we get started, guys, let me remind you, you can start a new account just like I did here recently with a free legendary and some of the best epics in the game. Let me tell you how. Log out of your Polarium play on your PC, or if you've never had Raid installed on your phone, go ahead and install using the link in the description. After clicking the link in the description, use a brand new email to register for Polarium play. Then go ahead and launch Raid, complete the tutorial as normal, and then go to your inbox and claim your first champion. Here we go, guys. You'll find Elderwill in your inbox, and as you level up 10, 20, 30, you'll find some amazing epic champions like Ugo and Rector Giraffe as you level up your account in your inbox. This is an amazing way to start your Raid account, so click that link down there in the description and get started today. All right, so looking through his account, first things first, Wormland Frost King is gonna be like we could just put him in the vault. He's gonna be no use to us. He's gonna be no use to us. I don't really know about Royal Huntsman. I was looking at him and he seems okay, but yeah, meh. I love Miscreated Monster. That was my first 6-star personally. I love Tayrell as well. Occult Brawler actually has some really good clan boss potential. Fellhound's a great farmer. Cold Heart's gonna help us in those dungeons. He's using, I think he's actually using Kale to farm, which is good. Does have Apothecary, but he also has a bunch of decent champions that are 5-star that need to go up here. So we got Alice. He was talking about Zargala. I'm not a huge Zargala fan personally. I think like Alice, Stagnite, Elva. He has Elva just sitting here at 5-star. He's got Ninja just sitting here at 5-star. He's got Ghostboard. So he's got some nice defense down champions. He's got a nice booster. One of my favorite boosters in the game, along with Ninja, who's going to be an absolute menace against the clan boss. So there's a lot of potential through here. Also, I noticed he has a Renegade. He's got Sinesha in there. And I think he also, what was I looking for? There was another piece I was looking through here. Painkeeper. He's got Painkeeper, which I think we can make some things work with, like Painkeeper, Renegade, and kind of work through here. As far as gear, I think gear is going to be the main issue on this account. I'm going to do my best, but I'm looking at some teams that we don't need to go overly OP fast. Like if you look at some of these builds here, they look like very generic builds. And really, he probably needs a gear cleanse here, but I'm not gonna be able to like do dungeons, do clan boss, and do a gear cleanse also. But I will say, Les, if you're watching this, which I'm hoping you're watching this, that pretty much you can get rid of a lot of your flat stat stuff. This Fellhound has some really nice pieces on it. Holy crap, we might have to steal some of that stuff, especially if the farmer is actually Kill. I'll have to take a look at who's actually farming here. I mean, we got some potential here. We definitely have some potential. I think we can get this Cold Heart working a little bit better. We can build up the other Cold Heart, but my plan for right now is he told me, have at it, do whatever I need to do. So he's got 6,000 energy, he's got gems. He says he doesn't mind if I use up all the gems, but I know we're gonna need more silver. So my plan is to farm up some food because I want to get some of these 5-star champions, mostly like Elva, Ninja. We need to get the Renegade and the Peacekeeper up to 5 stars. If we can, I would like to get Alice up also, because Alice has some nice options. Even Stagnite has some nice options. So there's a lot I want to do, but I want to start off by farming a little bit here on the account. Before I get started, Les was asking, like, should he just feed a lot of these epics? Honestly, epics are a tough thing to feed because, like, you can use them for guardians, faction guardians. You can use them to empower, which I want to take a look at that. Also, he has Seeker. I forgot he has Seeker. We need to get Seeker going up to probably 6 stars, to be honest. Seeker is going to work in a lot of these teams. But Les, if you were asking me about like feeding some of these epics, honestly, I wouldn't worry about feeding the epics. I didn't even look in the vault. Oh my goodness, I didn't even look in the vault. You get enough rares for food and stuff. I wouldn't worry about feeding the epics because you can use them other places. He's got 2 OBs. Does he use any faction guardians? So Les, if you go to your guardian ring, go to your faction guardians. Yeah, there's none in here. So we could actually probably load up some of these faction guardians and get some nice boosts in here. Okay, so let's do that. I don't think rares are going to be as needed, but I'm going to load up as many of these faction boosts as possible, and then we'll get some farming done, and then I'll show you guys where I'm at. All right, so I got his guardian rings as best as I could here, and one thing that was going to be really helpful is we got the Dark Elves rares all the way up, so we'll get that extra speed. But like getting these things are going to help out a lot, and that's why you don't really want to feed your epics so much until you fill up as many of your faction guardians as possible. But having Cold Hearts boosted, even the Peacekeepers and the Kales, that's going to help out quite a bit for some of these builds we're going to go for. All right, guys, so first thing I did was reworked his Fellhound, and gear is going to be an issue on this account. We're not even getting there, but coming off a 2-year break, he doesn't have a lot of like stone skin. He doesn't have a lot of perception. He doesn't have a lot of the new stuff, but we were able to get Fellhound into a decent spot here. So we got him with like 3.5 thousand defense, a good amount of attack. But the main thing here is he's running crit rate gloves, which was already on him and I just left it there. But for the most part, we got it going fast. The Kale, I don't know how he had a 10-second time on there because the Kale went slow also. I did have to use a little bit on his Great Hall though to make this work. Sorry, Les, but we did have to boost up attack, defense, crit damage to make this farm just a little bit faster. All right, so I got some food farmed and ready to go, which he actually already had some, and he has some chickens. And then I went looking on the Hell Hades team optimizer for a team, and this is the team I came up with that I think is the most obtainable. I mean, there's some really good teams on there that can 1-key Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, but with the gear we have, I don't think that it's doable. This team is pretty reasonable. The one thing I'm a little bit concerned about is Apothecary at 242 speed there. But I'm going to try to get this team together, but we do need to take a couple people up. So first thing first, let's go ahead and let's upgrade Ninja here. All right, so let's see. This is food. We'll sacrifice him. I don't know what he actually has on him. Let's remove it just to be safe. Let's go ahead and let's just feed all this stuff. All right, good, fantastic. All right, nice. So we'll go ahead and we'll get Ninja up, and then we need to get Frozen Banshee up as well. And then we'll feed that guy right there. Perfect. Okay, so there we go. We got those up. We got to get him up to level 60, which he does have a barrel. So we'll go ahead and we'll use that barrel. This is going to be the best optimal time for a barrel. I guess they're both blue, so it doesn't matter too much here. So let's go ahead and let's get Ninja up. And then I guess we can go ahead and we can use for Frozen Banshee. We can go ahead and just use some brews here, which... Oh, 108 brews. Actually, let's not use some brews. I lied. Let's not use some brews there. I'll just farm her up because I need to farm up some food and some other stuff anyways. So we'll just farm her up. Let's see if we can get Folius and Ninja. Okay, nice, perfect. So I think we can try to get this team going. We do need to put skills on Ninja, which we're going to go ahead and he said we can go ahead and we can get all the scrolls. We can use all the gems. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're going to build them just as close to that team I found on the optimizer, and we'll see what we can do. All right, guys, so I'm going to build Ninja. I did farm Banshee up. I'm actually going to run Minotaur for Banshee. But one thing I was thinking is we could come into the Forge, and he doesn't have a lot of stuff for perception, but we can get some 4- and 5-star perception. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use up this stuff because we need a decent amount of accuracy and speed on this build. So if we can get just like a few 5-star pieces here, I think that'd be good. I don't know what that was. Oh, I think that's that new thing that we're coming back. Ooh, okay, so we got some legendary pieces, 4 or 5 stars. All right, let's see. Accuracy, we're gonna keep a lot of this just because he doesn't have any perception, and perception is just really good in general. So I'm gonna roll up a lot of this stuff. I wish that was speed boots, man. That's actually pretty solid for what we need. Okay, yeah, I feel like if we can get some good 5-star pieces here, man, this could help make these builds, like all of these builds, a lot easier. Even this 4-star piece isn't horrible. Ooh, check out these boots we got here, guys. These could be really, really good for ninja. Man, we could really use some more speed boots. I probably shouldn't keep those, but yeah, just rolling up all this perception here. All right, guys, maybe this clan boss team isn't going to be doable right now. I don't know. We could try. We could try, but I went out of my way. The main problem I had was because I put crit damage gloves on Ninja here, but we got him decently close to the build. He is a little bit slower and the accuracy is a little bit lower, but we'll see how that plays in. But it's a decent build for a low ninja. We're gonna have to get Miscreated Monster, we're gonna have to get Tayrell rebuilt, and Apothecary. Man, I don't know how we're gonna get Apothecary as fast as he needs to be. 242 might be unobtainable. Does he have masteries? Okay, he does. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna farm Frozen Banshees masteries. I'll probably do that in the background while I go ahead and get these guys going, but I want a ninja built so I can have him help out on the Minotaur. Also, just in case you're wondering, all of your books went into ninja, so yeah, there's that, but I think it's worth it. All right, I just saw something interesting. Also, he got the Alice chase going, which that's nice, but he doesn't even have his Alice awakened. I was able to pick up a 1-star awakening for Coldheart, which that'll be nice for when we visit Spider and Dragon, which that might not be this episode. This might be something else. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on here. I want to see how close we get, but we definitely want to fully awaken Alice there. And we want to get Coldheart awakened, and then also I was able to pick up an awakening for his Kale, so I just think some of that stuff will help him out a little bit around different areas, so positive things. All right, so I already showed you guys the ninja. I didn't really get to work on Miscreated Monster or Tayrell. I did change a little bit on Tayrell because he wasn't in 4-piece lifesteal, but a big issue on this account is accessories, so maybe we do need to work towards that Spider team. I did get Apothecary going faster by just switching out a couple sets, but also got this crazy roll on this lethal shield here. So Apothecary is going pretty quick at 225. And then Frozen Banshee, we got looking like this. Could be better, could be worse. Let's see how it runs. We might have to revisit this one, but I'm going to give Les some tips. The first tip is to run silver, but really just run a bunch of food. He's got the energy for it. And when I say run food, Les, just literally go in here, go to your mystery shards. You don't need to feed any epics or rares or anything like that. Or if you do pull some rares out of there, they're no good. Just fill up your inventory full of these guys like so. I left the Fellhound so he can farm, so he's still fully good. Then come in here, stage 12-6, and then come in and just farm like crazy. Just go ahead and throw in like 3 of these guys, run it 5 times. That'll get you up to level 20, and then just do it with more level 2s. And then just keep going up and upgrade those to level 2s to level 3s, and then run the level 3s to level 4s, etc, etc. A nice little trick that someone in the comments actually taught me is for the level 1s. If you run a level 1 and you run 1 potion on it, and then you can run a lesser level. But what I've been doing is I'll go level 1 with like 3 of these little guys, and then that'll get that so I can rank up a level 1. So just a little tip there. So let's go ahead and let's try this clan boss. All right, guys, I got the team all set up here based on what the optimizer said. I'm a little bit nervous here because Miscreated Monster and Tayrell are definitely not where they need to be. These guys aren't too bad. So maybe it'll end up being like a 3-key nightmare, which wouldn't be bad, or maybe it just fails miserably. Let's let it run here. I got it set up how it should be set up here, so we'll see how things go, but it's a lot of work. But yeah, I think what we'll do is I think we might want to, actually I just do want to revisit this account in the future because there's a lot we can do on it. We can work on it and help him out. Like if we can get this clan boss to a decent spot, then we can get working on the dungeons like the Spider and the Dragon. So far everything's looking good. Miscreated Monster putting up those shields is huge for us. Apothecary is obviously going to boost, and then we get all those poisons and the poison sensitivity with our Frozen Banshee. And then Tayrell has the defense down in there and the attack down, I believe, on his A1. So a lot of positive stuff in there. We're at 2 million damage. I'm going to let this run on auto because it should be good for auto, and then we'll be back. All right, I was a little worried that like we would just like fart out at like 5 million. So far it's hanging true. Apothecary seems like he could use some more hit points, but everything's holding on for the most part. I think, oh, Ninja just got one shot. Just as I say everything's going well, Ninja gets one shot. I think like Miscreated Monster probably needs more speed and HP. I didn't really look at his stats, to be honest, because I had no silver and that's the tough part. But losing Ninja is going to be tough. Although, like, I think Frozen Banshee with the poisons is going to deal out a ton. So we're still cooking here, but I could definitely see this one just unraveling and falling apart. Just like out of nowhere right here. Well, I guess not out of nowhere. We lost our Ninja. That's kind of tough. We almost need a reviver. I saw another comp with like Gogorab on it, which I think that could be interesting. But a big thing, again, it's the gear. If we can get the gear straightened out, that'll be a big thing on this account. Like get him a little bit better gear. I think that's the main thing. We see those life steals working in there pretty nicely. We're doing okay, man. We're doing okay. Tayrell's looking like he's gonna go down next. We're almost at 15 million. We're already improving, if I remember right. So there's that, I guess. We got a nice OP ninja build. It's not an OP ninja build, but it's a pretty good ninja build for this account, in my opinion. Given what I was working with, I think it's a really good ninja build. All right, we're hanging on here. This one's gonna fizzle out really, really soon. 15 million. What did he say he was going for? Well, he was hitting before. Hold on, let me see. He told me in the DMs. One sec. Yeah. Well, I guess we could just do the math and figure it out. Okay, hold on. Where's, oh, there we go. Nightmare, like 5 to 6 million, maybe 7 once or twice. Okay, so we already doubled that, which is good. So 14.7 million off that key. Let's go back here. I want to see. So we did 14.7 million there on that. And where's he at? He's down here at the bottom. Okay, so 3 keys in, we literally doubled his damage. We doubled his output off the 1 key. So at 14 million, we get him close. Actually, no, at 14 million times 3, we get 3 key Nightmare, which gives him the proper rewards. Like that gets him Sacreds. So I don't think, even though like I ran out of juice here and we ran out of gear and stuff, I don't think this was that bad. I think we're okay. Let's see if we can get there. What do we need? 39 million? Oh yeah, we should definitely be able to get there. Let's run it again since we have another key and see if we can get him that top chest here. Guys, check this one out. Ninja didn't get targeted. His Veil stayed up this time and we're cooking. This team has some potential. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Les farm up some more food for us, get us some silver. I think what we'll do is we'll revisit it. Before we hop off of this account though, I do want to see if we can progress any of these dungeons to help him out because, you know, we've been talking gear is definitely an issue. But honestly, I think right now his main thing is kind of what I've been doing on my free-to-play is just farm up food so we can get more 6 stars. If we can get like Alice up to 6 star, if we can get second Cold Heart Spider is going to be super easy. There's a lot of potential sitting there. Getting Ninja up was definitely huge. Frozen Banshee, probably not a super high priority, but I mean, when we're doing this kind of damage, we have him potentially to a 3 key Nightmare compared to where he was doing, what, 14 million at 2 keys? He was doing 7 million a key. I think that's definitely worthwhile investing in her. So I don't know. I haven't done a lot of account takeovers, but I feel pretty good about what we've done here today. And I got this team all set up for him so he could just run this in the future. And if we get 20 million, that'll be insane. Let's go, Les. Let's go. It's working, but there. Okay, we lost Ninja. I mean, we definitely feel good about this. Well, I feel good about this. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel good about what happened here on this. Close to 20 million on this key. That's pretty sick, man. That's pretty sick. And that's really without reworking Miscreated Monster or Tayrell and just adding a couple speed pieces to Apothecary. Look at the damage right there. Banshee putting in work. Ninja. Yeah, Ninja was definitely the key piece there. So that's all really good. So yeah, I think getting Alice up will help in a few spots. I did see like an Alice clan boss team, but I think Alice in other places, especially Arena, is going to be, I think Gogorab could be interesting. I think Stagnite could be interesting. Getting Elva up is going to be huge. I love Elva. Ghostboard's not bad either. Ghostboard could almost replace Tayrell on that team with his decreased defense, and I'm pretty sure like this one just happens, right? We don't need defense. Yeah, debuff cannot be resisted. So this one just happens. So this might be worthwhile, like investing in Ghostborn. The builds I saw for like Painkeeper and Renegade, they were at 5 stars, so we might not need to get them up to 6 star, but a second Cold Heart to 6 star. So we definitely have some stuff to get up to 6 star. We got some things for him to work on for sure. Alice is just a beast. You guys have seen Alice. She's a monster. I did put Brimstone on her. I did put Hero Soul on the Cold Heart. I don't know how this Cold Heart's looking. Oh, I stole her chest piece. Let's see if we got like an attack chest piece here. And let's see, what's her crit rate at right now? 63, so she needs just a little bit of crit rate. This one has, okay, yeah, I was looking at that piece already. Let's see if we can progress a couple of these dungeons here a little bit, because Spider definitely needs farmed like crazy here. All right, Apothecary's good there. Maybe we go Tyrell in the lead, then we throw in him. Is Banshee gonna be good there? Probably not. I almost want to throw in Alice. I don't know. Let's just see how this runs. I didn't work on Cold Heart at all, but I'm thinking the addition of Ninja could help out a little bit. I don't know. Again, I didn't really put any effort or thought into this, so if we fail, that's why. We're just throwing stuff together, kind of just trying to build off of what he was using here. And we could also set the priority here, so she's hitting that Heart Seeker a lot earlier. All right, let's okay, that gets us down a little bit here. All right, that's good, nice. All right, let's throw auto back on. Yeah, because hitting that Heart Seeker is definitely huge. That way we get the turn meter down. All right, nice. We take that all the way down. Okay, things are working. Things are working. Can we get through the spider? I don't know. But I think the dungeons are going to have to be something different. I think 2 Cold Hearts with the Renegade Painkeeper combination. I think I was saying Peacekeeper earlier. With the Painkeeper combination, I think that'll be really, really nasty. And then Dragon, we'll have to take a look at Dragon. I feel like Elva, Ninja, and Dragon could be good. Maybe even I feel like Ghostborn could just be a good addition. I did notice he was really close on his Rosin fusion also, but Rosin is weak affinity to Spider 20, so I don't think that's going to help us on Spider, but it could help us in other places, especially like Fire Knight and stuff. So I don't know. He's got a lot of potential on the account. I don't know if we get through here. I mean, we're not dying. We're not dying. We got some debuffs in there. We just don't have the firepower. I think that Cold Heart needs beefed up a little bit as far as her crit damage and things. Cold Hearts are pretty easy to build, so I'm not really worried about building Cold Hearts on this account because we can get away with building a Cold Heart pretty easily. All right, let's see. But I'm not even going to really recommend him to run like Spider or Dragon right now. I think just getting those champions up to 5 stars, getting some silver, and then just kind of seeing what we can do from there is going to be the next step. Getting the 2-key Nightmare, 2-key Ultra Nightmare is definitely huge for any account, and that'll just help him pull more champions and just progress further, pull more gear because you'll get the specialized gear and stuff. So there's a lot of benefits to that. All right, let's see if we actually get through here. As Bro be yapping, I'm like the best yapper in the West. I'm just saying, we're the best yapper in the West. I think it gets through. It's just going to be a time factor here. So, all right, but I also wanted to see if I could progress his Dragon a little bit. That Spider run did eventually get through there. That took forever. Dragon, not too bad here. I think this is stage 17 or 18. If we can get him like close to Dragon 20, we had Kale on the team. He got taken out. That was Dragon 18 in 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Let's see if we can get to 20. All right, guys, throwing Miscreated Monster in there seems to do the trick. That ally protecting those shields are really holding up. The waves took forever. The Dragon actually didn't take that long. Ooh, and we get him a shard. Let's see if we can get stage 20 with this team. All right, we lost Tyrell and Frozen Banshee on the waves, but let's see if this is enough to get through here. It's close. It is close. Ninja's dealing a lot of damage. Ninja is doing some work here. All right, nice. We get the heal. Oh my goodness, Ninja's. Oh, it's so close. Nice. Okay, Apothecary gets the heal in there. Come on, man, give it to me. Let's clear stage 20. That would be a win-win. If we got through Dragon 20 and Clan Boss, 3-key Nightmare. I know 2-key is optimal, but sometimes you give it what you work with and you got to make it happen. And there we go. Stage 20, done so. Nice, guys. Progress right here. I don't even think we need to really try stage 21 because we're already pretty close on that one, but Ninja with the hard carry there, 2.8 damage, 2.8 million damage there, but I think this account has a lot of potential. Let me know, guys. Should we revisit it after I give Les a little bit of tips, a little bit of advice on what to do, get us a little bit of silver? Should we come back to it? No, he said he's got a lot of stuff in here also as well. Oh my goodness, he's got so much stuff in here. Oh yeah, he could definitely get farmed up and get us ready. I would definitely love to come back if he'll have us. Let me know what you guys think about it down there in the comment section. This was a fun one. Let me know. Should we come back to Les's account or nah?